Hello everyone. So today we are solving another question of JEE ADV 2015, and this is from the topic of simple harmonic motion. So let's first read our question. And they're given two independent harmonic oscillators of equal masses, and they are oscillating about the origin with angular frequencies W1 or omega 1 and omega 2, which have a total energy of E1 and E2 respectively. The variation of the momenta P with the positions are shown in the figure, and A by R is equal to, okay, there is some relations have been given in the terms of N, and we have to tell which of the equations are correct here, okay? So let me erase all this, and let's write some formula and all. We know that for a moving oscillator, what is the total kinetic energy or the total energy? It is nothing but half m omega square a square, where a is the amplitude here, and we can see the maximum displacement is in for our oscillator which has frequency omega 1, it is equal to a here. So if we write half m omega 1 square times a square. Now if we see in the terms of momentum here, what is the maximum momentum? It is nothing but b here, and we know that kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. So we can write this energy, total energy, should be equal to the maximum kinetic energy or the p square by 2m, and we know that the p is represented by b here. So half m omega 1 square times a square should be equal to b square by 2m. If we cancel this 2, and we want some relation between a by b, because we know this is equal to m square. So if we do a square by b square, this should be technically equal to 1 by m square omega 1 square. So a by b is nothing but 1 by mw1 if we like square root both the sides. Now this is equal to n square here. See, 1 by m omega 1 is equal to n square. Now moving on for the particle 2 or the oscillator 2 here, we again, let me write this is equal to E1, okay? For our particle 2, we have, similarly, we have to write the total energy, which should be equal to half m omega 2 square times what is its amplitude? It is given in the form of r square, And similarly, if we write p square by 2, so here p is, maximum p is represented by r here, okay? So because this is a circle, so this relation will be also equal to r here. So r square by 2m will be similarly equal to this. Now, we can cancel this 2. We want some, this time, relation between a and r. So there is no a and r given here. So what we can do is, okay, see, let's first cancel our r here. So we can get that m square omega square is equal to 1, or 1 by m square omega 2 square is also equal to 1, okay? Now since we can square root also both sides, so we will get 1 by m omega 2 is equal to 1. So now if we take the both ratio, see, in the first question what they have asked is, what is the, let me mark these options, omega 1 omega 2 is equal to n square, or omega 2 by omega 1 is equal to omega square. Okay, so if we multiply first, we want omega 1 and omega 2. So if suppose we reciprocal this, and so we will get m omega 1 should be equal to n square, and m omega 2 is equal to 1. So if we multiply it, so we will get m square omega 1 omega 2 is equal to n square. So see, there is, if you like try to match for option C, there is also a term of m square. It means this option is incorrect here. But if you look properly and we take a ratio of omega 2 and omega 1 from there using this equation, okay, and using this equation, if we try to divide 1 by, sorry for that, 1 by m omega 1 divided by 1 by m omega 2, we should get n square. And if we cancel m, and omega 2 will go in the numerator part, so omega 2 by omega 1 is equal to nothing but n square here, which says that our option B is correct here, okay? So this option is correct. Now for our relation between energy and E2 omega 2, something like that. So this time also we can use the same equation as earlier. As I told you, this was E1 and this was E2 here. Let's trying to find the relation between. So E1 is equal to half m omega 2 square r square. So this is E2 basically, okay? And E1 is equal to half m omega 1 square times a square. So see, if we want some relation between, so what we can do is we can take the ratio of them. So we will get E2 by E1. This should be equal to omega 2 square by omega 1 square into r square by a square. And now if you look here, they are given a relation between a by r. So a by r is nothing but equal to n. So here r square by a square can be written as 1 by n square. That implies that E2 by E1 is equal to omega 2 square by omega 1 square into 1 by n square. Okay. And also we know that what is omega 2 by omega 1? It is also equal to n square. Okay. So we can write E2 by E1 should be equal to, see, let's write it proper way, omega 2 by omega 1 into omega 2 by omega 1 into 1 by n square. Okay. And we know that this is equal to n square. So we can simply erase this part and write n square here. So n square get cancelled, and we get that E2 by E1 is equal to W2 by W1. Is there any option of like this? Or we can write that like if we do the reciprocal here. So E1 by E2 should be equal to omega 1 by omega 2, which means also like, I mean, we can see clearly that the option D is correct here, because E1 omega 1 is not possible. E1 omega 2 is equal to E2 omega 2. If you want in the proper way, so we can do this. E1 by omega 1 is equal to E2 by omega 2. So hence we get our final options like correct as D and C here. Okay. This is our final answer. Thank you everyone.